That's Alley Cat, y'all, at Sundown Tavern.
Yep, we are here.
Saving Rustin one sandwich at a time. You can meet people like Mama C, Sister Alley Cat. Oh, this is important though, but hey, episode 30, I think. So,
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you, we got a great show today for all you viewers and listeners. We got Trey Gotra, of course. We got Bo Smith, but we got Jordan, by God, Sheppard in the building. Jordan, we've tried to get Jordan like 3 or 4 different times, and I think at least 3 of those times it was on us. So we apologize, but we have you today, baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I took off to Petit Jean, Arkansas, for 1 week, and we were like halfway through the week, and I was like, oh my God, I think I was supposed to do a podcast this Monday. And we were like in the mountains, just you know?
Looking at game wardens.
Yeah.
It happens.
We had to slip off. We got a new baby in the house.
Oh.
Everything had gotten so hectic for a minute there, and we had to run off to the mountains and just sit still for a week and
kind of let it all go to get out. Huh?
Yeah.
But
we took the kiddos and had a good time.
Petit Jean, Arkansas.
Yeah, man. Petit Jean Mountain. I think it's I can't remember the name of the little town it's in, or where most of it is. It's a big place,
Big, okay.
I used to go to a swap meet up there.
SWAT meet.
A swap meet cars and
they got the car
yeah.
museum up there. Yeah, it's really cool.
yeah, that's where we'd go.
Yep. My dad used to go to something that they would put on back in the 80s up there because he always told me stories about it.
Yeah,
You good over there?
it would rain every day about 5 o'clock.
Really? I like how the fog just settles and then you can go to an overlook and see like everything. It's just my wife took
awesome.
a video of me sitting on the edge of a cliff. I had in the video I look like I'm just sitting there contemplating life. But really my daughter had been sitting out there and she was about to turn 14 when we went. She just had her birthday. And she wanted me to come out there and sit on the rocks with her. So I'm sitting there, and then after a few minutes, Lexi gets up and walks off. And, man, I'm sitting there with the wind blowing against my face, and Stacy takes a video of me, like, with the wind hitting me, and she's whisper singing, with arms wide open.
Hey.
It's funny. You got to go check her out.
And I got a story about that real quick. Before I get into that, we just got brought something super delicious.
Tell them what it is.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. It's a customizable,
Customized.
any kind of cheese that they do have to offer here at Sundown Tavern. It is the grilled cheese special with the side of tomato soup right here. The weather just turned cold here, at least for the first half of winter. We don't know what it's going to do tomorrow.
No.
Could be 80 degrees.
It's going to be back spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be sweating.
So, but anyway, come down here to Sundown Tavern and get you a special grilled cheese sandwich.
That's right. Sundown Tavern, always lunch specials. Hey, you may have a doctor's office. You may have a law practice, whatever. You may be a clerk of court, something, but you all got to go to lunch sometime. You call in orders, to-go orders, come in, eat, tip a bartender, tip a waitress, keep everything moving. Amen?
Amen.
Jordan,
This is awesome. This is the coolest podcast I've been on.
this is great. This is what we do every Monday. So, but here's a question. So, how did you get involved? Did you get involved with the singer, the Old Boulevard Station Songwriting Festival and singer? How did you get involved in this?
I saw a Facebook post,
Okay.
and they were looking for songwriters, and I was like, I know one, and so I sent them an email. And dude, I've sent several emails. Like, I can't count how many emails I've sent over the course of 20 years of trying to get into festivals and stuff. And I fully expected for them to not email me back,
Not a no, just not even a response.
Yeah, right. Getting emails back is a recent development. And even then, half the time, it's like, I don't think we're going to be able to come to an agreement, because of whatever reason.
Right.
And they immediately hit me back, and they were like, "We'd love to have you." And I was like, "All right." And then I didn't even have to ask for money. Like, they were like, "This is what we offer," and it was good enough to.
You're
get
like, hell,
me.
all right,
Yeah, it
yes,
was a
I'll be
good-
there.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and for a 20-minute set, I think, it was. So, and that's really cool because it was like, I can take my 5 best songs and like really try to win this crowd over, and it was all people that were there to listen to live music.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably packed 100 people in that little bar, that we played in. And And you put 100 people in a little bitty bar like that.
That's
and
some energy, son.
Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
fun. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know.
good times.
Well, I know. Not to make this about me, it's about Jordan Sheppard today. But I found out about it. Zeb Rogers called me and said, "Hey, Ben Curry, he's got this gig." And I don't even know how Ben. I think Ben may have found it just like you did.
I think me and Ben commented on the same post.
Okay,
I think
so-
we both saw the same thing.
Well, they were telling me about it, and they were talking about it just like you were talking about it. And I'm going. They're like, "Bo, you need to get on this. You need to get on this." I said, "Dude, this is like pie in the sky. This is like this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
This is like some Reverb Nation type thing,
Yeah.
or a Pepsi Cola challenge or something, or whatever, for Reverb Nation or something.
I know what you're
This
talking
is
about.
not anyway." And so I told Zeb and Ben, I said, "Well, we're either going to get paid really good money to play 20 to 30 minutes, or it'll be one of them stories we tell people about on something like this,
Yeah.
like how we got screwed."
Yeah.
And it worked out. It has been fantastic.
I remember Bo walking up to me and be laughing, like walking up to me laughing with Zeb by his side. And he said, "Can you believe this? Is this real? What are we doing here right now?" It was the first year of it. And I was like, "I think it's going to be all right, man. I think it's going to be all right. I think it's going to be a good time."
I didn't believe it until, let me tell you something that they're good about. Those two, they got their little team, that runs around Sanger or whatever, with the paychecks and the little. And
Miss
the things-
Donna is the
Dude,
main one, and
dude.
she is the best.
They give you your
dude.
money, so you feel secure in your investment of driving over there.
Right.
You know
We've
what I mean?
got we've gotten paid.
They come find
before,
you.
They pay you before you play.
Yeah,
And
What?
they can't
Yeah.
wait to get rid of them checks. So they're like, bam, bam, sign here, bam, bam, bam.
every single time they've paid me before I got on stage.
Wow.
Walked up with an envelope and been like, "Thank you for coming."
Well,
That's
now,
not normal.
Now that
No.
that first year though, for those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, it's the old Boulevard
Songwriter Festival.
Station
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Songwriter Festival.
That's right.
And
Old
Sanger,
Boulevard Station.
Sanger. But the first year, you submitted a song and won the daggum songwriting competition. Like, there's also a competition with this festival too. Tell us about that, and what'd you get out of that, and have you gotten anything out of that, or what led? Tell us about it.
So I submitted a song that I wrote about Lake Providence and about my grandparents, and it's called "When I Go Back." And they picked it, and then so I got to sit down with Ron Grimes, and Ron is a platinum selling songwriter. He wrote for Leanne Rimes, and I can't remember off the top of my head what his big hits were, but so I got to sit down and write with him, and then my band got invited to play like an Independence Weekend festival, okay?
Yeah.
And so we got that gig out of it, and they treated us really nice for that too, man. Like, they had a camper out. We opened up for the Bellamy Brothers, and so they had us a green room. It was a camper that was air conditioned. I mean, this is the middle of July, or
Hot.
the beginning of July.
Yeah.
4th of July weekend, I think, and or maybe the weekend before. But they had so much food in there for us that we were inviting the roadies from the other band. We were like, "Y'all come hang out and eat some of this food with us," and it was so much fun. But like that week, I'll never forget that weekend because it was such a good time. And then we got to come back. The big thing was that the next year, for the actual Songwriter Festival, I got to bring my band back for that. And then we wound up coming back again this year.
This past year, yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll go back next year.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Heck
know,
yeah.
it's a great time. It's I've been actually reaching out to other festivals because I enjoyed that so much, and that's really what I want to do. I like playing bars. I like traveling around. You make new fans and meet cool people, and you get private parties out of it and stuff like that. But the festivals, people are just showing up to listen to your songs, So that's what I've been reaching out to a lot of those here lately.
And Texas is great about that too.
Yeah.
And so it's so crazy how you can. We're in Ruston. We may be in Ruston now. Let's say we're I don't know, an hour and 20 minutes mileage wise if you drive the speed limit from the Texas line. But I mean, as soon as you hop over the Texas line, everything's different.
Yeah.
People listen.
Yeah.
Yep.
They just listen.
Arkansas is that way too.
Yeah, Arkansas. Yeah, yeah.
They really are.
Every time I went to, I don't know if you played at the Mule Kick.
Yeah.
Up there.
In Magnolia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Magnolia, and every time I go there, it's not play cover songs, or they're not requesting cover songs. If I usually, when I ask the crowd, like, hey, what would y'all like to hear? They're like, play your stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah,
That's
the Mule
super
Kick's cool like that too. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Arkansas is like that too.
It really is.
And
It really
I'm
is.
finding out that really Oklahoma and Kansas are that way too. I don't
Yeah.
know why we live in this weird little
Bubble. Yeah.
Bubble.
It's like
Yeah.
nobody cares, you know. And I think honestly, this might be kind of egotistical, but you've got so many amazing songwriters that are living right here in North Louisiana
Yes.
that I think people have gotten used to just
Entertained.
to hearing really good original songs.
That's right.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
we've got Lainey, obviously, and
Yeah.
Chancey Neal. If you haven't heard Chancey Neal's originals, she's got one. Like, I was watching her at a writer's round,
Yeah.
and I might have been a couple or 3 beers deep, but she just about made me cry, like
Yeah.
in front of people. Okay, she's a
Grown man
dang good
tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, she's a great songwriter.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then I mean,
Yeah.
you really impressed the crap out of me at that Levy Jam too. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
But anyway. Brody McKinney, well, like, I know he's an Arkansas dude, but still, it's like this area has so many really great writers. Monty Russell. Anyway, I can just keep going and
Sure.
keep going.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think that's what it is, you know. But when we, every one of us, when we go out and we play, not that they don't have great writers too,
Sure.
but it
Yeah.
just seems like there's a high concentration of it in this area.
You know, it is kind of fun. We've talked about that too, you know, multiple times. And of course, you know, Jordan just mentioned Chancey Neal, which we had her on our last podcast.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
The
Yeah.
just the last one we did. So good shout out to her. How does it feel? And we can anybody talk about any, and this is up for anybody. How, because every job, you may work a normal job, a typical normal job, right? Well, you may get a bonus, and that's your wow, I really did it.
Yeah.
But as a music person, when you actually like have a green room, and you actually are like, no, it's like,
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, man.
we hit
Yeah.
the big time. Like like it's almost, you appreciate it even more. Like they give you food, they're like, and they're
Yeah.
checking on you. Like you were talking
Yeah.
about, we were getting the Bellamy Brothers roadies going, hey man, we can't eat all this food. Y'all want some more, whatever y'all had, you know?
Yeah.
How does that feel? Somebody,
Well, man,
you know,
it's really nice, and it's like, oh, we get to take a break from playing hard gigs, you know.
Yeah.
And that's better than and honestly, that makes the show so much better.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to worry about showing up an hour and a half early and setting everything up, and then you're tired by the time, dude.
The showtime.
I'm getting gray headed. This is 20 years in.
Yeah.
And it's been carrying PA systems 3 nights a week, in and out, you know, setting everything up, trying to beat the crowd so that you don't have to
Park.
carry through.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
you don't have
Excuse
to
me. Yeah.
park forever away and
Yeah.
then carry through. And then, you know, like a place, especially like a bar like this, when it gets packed at night,
Dude.
it's hard to get out of here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
people, you have to go through that back door and
Yeah.
hope that the alley's clear. And,
That's right.
you know, and
Yeah.
and there's usually people out there too. So it's
Dude.
just like, it's wild.
Yeah, I have a story about that. It's like you're talking about this. I had to talk to a guy who owned an apartment here, and he said, I'm going to move my truck. He parked at the funeral home because it gets
Yeah.
so packed down here, and let me put my truck up around back because there was literally nothing.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I thank that dude. I was
Yeah.
like, but you know, because that was amazing for someone to even offer that. But otherwise, I would have had to park probably on the other end of where the firehouse is,
Right.
which is you know, a
That's-
couple hundred yards
Yeah,
it's
away.
at least a good football field or two away.
Yeah.
And that's just for one trip. You know, and
Right.
you got, I got at least 3 trips, sometimes 4, depending on.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
that's right.
and if I'm setting up for the band, like
Yeah.
the other night, I've got pictures of this on my phone. Everybody split. Okay,
Yeah.
my wife carried the bass amp and the bass home with her. And
Get it.
Thank God that she did, because I had every square inch
Yeah.
of the inside of that Armada packed. I had the 12-inch tom for our drum kit.
Yeah.
I had it sitting on my armrest
Yeah.
on the way home.
Yeah.
I was packed to the brim with gear.
Yeah.
And I mean, the show ended at 12, and we kind of we probably went 15 minutes over because people were being cool to us. You know.
That's right. That's right.
So then I packed for an hour and 15 minutes. And I left there at 1:30, and then I went ahead and unloaded everything because I was like, well, we got church in the morning, and the whole family's going to ride with me, you know. So I mean, it was 3 o'clock before I got in bed. But it was such a good gig, and it's like that's the work part, and even that's not that bad,
right?
You know, like we're getting to do what we dreamed about.
100%, man. We were talking about like green room stuff. What was your like first experience like with that kind of stuff? Like,
probably Music Fest in El Dorado.
oh yeah, that's cool.
Well, when we would play Music Fest, they didn't really give you a green room, but they had like a VIP area, you know, that was it was a 5-star restaurant, and they were like, you can come in here if you're a part of the festival.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. They're closed now, but
it used to be. It's part of the Murphy's Art District thing.
Yeah.
It used to be a Mule Kick pizza place.
Oh no, not there. It was before they built that.
Before they built that.
Yeah,
okay.
they would do it on the square, and they put up a big stage on one corner of the square.
Oh yes, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, kind of around.
There's that Mexican, big Mexican restaurant.
The Mexican restaurant, and then,
that's right.
Yeah,
so we
I know what you're talking about.
the first year we did it, we opened up one night for Dwight Yoakam and the next night for Three Doors Down. but those people, so we got the chance to open up for me and my wife Stacy. We got the chance to open up for Whiskey Myers.
Wow.
And
was it that night?
No, it was over at the Revelry before. I think it was Revelry then. But so one of the dudes from Murphy Arts, they were on the tour bus, on Whiskey Myers tour bus, and we thought that Whiskey Myers hated us not really hated us. We just thought that they weren't impressed because but I get it now. Like they're working and they're road dogs, and they were like they're really in it. You know, and like they don't have time to stop and talk to everybody that opens for them,
right?
Because they've got to do sound check, and then they're exhausted and they want to go get on the tour bus and just chill out before they have to do their job.
Sure,
but it's a lot of work.
But just like you said, when you went to, you get that you're in the RV or the camper, and you talked about how easy it was. You're like, wow, we can just kind of sit back and chill.
Exactly.
The last thing you want to do is exert all your energy when you're about to go do that in front of however many people that are there.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go hide for a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, I love going out and selling my shirts and like shaking hands and talking to people. But you gotta go hide for sometimes. But no, they didn't hate us. They told that guy, they were like, hey, you really need to go check these people out.
Yeah.
So then through him, we got to open up for them again.
Oh, sweet.
And then for the Brothers Osborne and Love and Theft and a bunch of other, Drake White, I think that might have been because of them too. But no, they were awesome to us.
Wow.
But I can't remember what the question was. I remember it was about that.
Well, it was about like the green room experience.
Oh,
your first time to ever feel that.
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was because of them when the Murphy Arts District got us to. We opened for. It's a bluegrass band. They're awesome. They're called the Earls of Leicester, and it's a Lester Flats Earl Scruggs tribute band. But it's made up like Jerry Douglas is the dobro player. Jerry Douglas is with Allison Krauss and Union Station. He's like the best dobro player on the planet.
100%.
And so those dudes were super cool, and we got a green room for that. And they were like, you can order anything off the menu, and it was like, I want a filet mignon and mashed potatoes and green beans. And they were like, all right. And they brought me 2. And I was like, why did you bring me 2? And they were like, we thought you said you wanted 2. And I said, no, I just wanted 1. And they were like, well, take it.
I wanted to be able to order this.
And I was like, all right, thank you. So they were super cool. But it was like when you go back immediately after, like the next weekend, and you play somewhere that nobody shows up to, and it's just like the bartender hates you for asking for water or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
Isn't that interesting? Like, not only like the physical labor of like a independent musician or whatever, signed musician, it doesn't matter, but just to experience things like that.
This is definitely a roller. You're talking about a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's not only physical, but it's psychological too.
Yeah.
Because it like makes you think about your life kind of hard at those moments. It's like, I was literally just on the mountaintop yesterday.
Yeah.
So like my first experience with that was I was at the Murphy's Art District.
Yeah.
And you were talking about that. It reminded me of like, I got put down under stage. We had a room with my name on it. I took a picture with it because I was like, whoa, what is this, man? I have a room with my name on it, the Trey Gotra band, you know?
Yeah.
And then we're down there, and dude, there's like you know, like if you like they have those like theaters, like back rooms that you see in the movies with all the lights,
Yeah.
and the chairs and the desks. Like the entire room was like filled with that, and I walked in, I was like, I don't do hair and makeup, like. Like, what am I going to use this for? And then there's, like, water and stuff. And there's a list of things that we could ask for, you know, then they'll bring to us. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, this is so cool.
It's really cool.
And the production and everything. And then, you know, and then, like you just said, like, the next day, you go and...
You're playing at some pizza house.
Yeah. You're just playing somewhere at I don't know what it was, but there was this one time I was playing at a Mexican restaurant down there, and the table's like literally this close to you.
Yeah.
You know, and
I know that
you
feeling.
can
Yeah.
literally, I could, if I really wanted to, as I was playing my gig, I could have reached over and took a chip off the table. It was that close.
Oh man, I
So
I can't stand it. I have to close my eyes the whole gig because otherwise I'm too in my head about. Because
Yeah.
even without a microphone, I am loud, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like these people are eating a meal. I always feel weird playing the restaurant gigs.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
ask them first, and you know if it's okay, and then it's like, oh yeah, we'll let you know if it's too loud, and then
Right.
by the time they're sitting
Yeah.
right there,
Right.
so you
Yeah.
just,
You
It-
have to.
yeah, but it's like I said, like when you belt out some of these notes too. Like if I am in a kind of a more intimate setting or a close setting, like and they're intimate with me. You know, it's like if I gotta like hit a note or like
Yeah,
sing it some
you're holding
perform,
back a
I gotta
little bit.
perform. You know, it's hard to hold back. You
It's
know?
hard to.
Yeah.
And it always strains my voice to hold back. As
Yes.
weird
Yes.
as that sounds, you'd think
Oh, it does.
It
It
strains
does.
my voice to try to tone it down, and then I don't give as good of a performance.
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
You know,
You don't.
It's like
It's an
and I know
energy
it.
thing,
It's
man.
definitely an
It
energy.
ends up being psychological as well because you're not. It's a confidence thing. You're like, well, do I back up from the? No, I've learned
I back off the mic is what I do.
Yeah.
back off the mic.
You got to
know?
play it. You got to play it. You
Yeah.
know? And but like there's this place in Lake Providence that I play. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's really cool. It's
Yeah.
called Maria's, and they've got the smallest stage that I've played on, but it's a stage and it gets you elevated. You know.
That's right.
So, but the problem is, like, my family is from East and West Carroll Parish, so they all show up to these gigs when I play over there, and it's one of those places where it's like I think I might be too loud, so I'm like trying to pull back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my family thinks I'm a loser. I'm not giving it everything. You know.
I know. Yeah.
Got family
That's
over
so funny.
Yeah. Oh, do you? That's cool, man. Who's your folks?
My grandfather was Buddy Fallon. He passed away. Oak Grove.
Yeah. Okay.
My mom,
Oh,
she's from Oak Grove.
I'll ask my mama
Yeah.
if
I played a party out there one time in Oak Grove.
Yeah, they live,
Well-
they live in
Nowhere.
Rouge now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I've played all those places. Take it easy, JT.
Yeah. Well, look, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Let's eat while it's kind of still warm.
Yeah,
We'll
cool.
be right back.
Hey,
y'all.
look, episode 30, Jordan Sheppard, Sundown Tavern, saving Rustin one sandwich at a time, a HonkyTalk podcast.
It's Honkies with a King.
Weird.
All right, bring us back in.
Hey, we're back here live here at the Sundown Tavern, like we always do on Mondays, for the HonkyTalk podcast. Make sure you give us a follow, share it with your friends, and help us share the post. Help us share the material and stuff we put out. And today, we are very honored to have Jordan Sheppard.
You know my name.
You almost forgot.
That's what I just said. What? I don't understand what's going on right now.
I thought you had a stroke for a second there.
You're like, man, who is this guy to my right?
He was thinking of that other guy that he thought was you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
that's all right.
I thought about that
The
big
other
man I
dude.
met at that Mexican restaurant. Anyways, but inside story. But hey, but we had some delicious grilled cheese brewed up by Corey Brewer. Get that here at Sundown Tavern. We got Jordan Sheppard with us. We've been talking about some things about gigs and cool green room stories and just fun stories and all that. But I think the listeners, I know I would like to know more about this. When you go up to back and forth to Nashville, how many records do you have out? And then talk about the Dolly Parton. How did all that relationship come out? Talk about somebody talking about Ken earlier and
Yeah.
some different people. Tell the world about some of that.
All right, so I have 3 records out. One of them I cut in 2009 in a trailer park in our kitchen, and it sucked. I was 19 years old and it was horrible. So I sold about 300 copies of it. And then I just quit printing my own CDs and kind of let it peter out, you know. And then, but I had it had kind of a cult following. So then I took a couple of the songs off that record, and I cut another one in 2017. We upgraded from the kitchen in the trailer to our living room in our house that we live in Calhoun. But it was still not much better, you know. But it was full band. I did the drums and the bass and everything, and that one was called Sad, Slow, Drunk Country Songs, and I've still got some CDs, but somebody sent me like a 4-second clip. They were at a festival that they were setting up for in Texarkana, and they said, look what they're playing over the speakers,
wow.
you know, and it was a 4-second clip of one of the songs off that record, and I sang a flat note in it. And I was, because I don't listen to my stuff. It had been out for like 6 years, and
wow.
and I was like, so I immediately took it off the internet, which apparently was a big mistake. Stacy was like, one of the videos had like 26,000 views on YouTube, and she was like, you shouldn't have done that.
Right, it all because that matters. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, it holds me back. I've made a lot of bad mistakes with the social media stuff. I'm not good at it. I really need help, but all I really want to focus on is writing songs and playing the gigs, you know. But so technically, if you go to Spotify and Apple and all that good stuff, I've got one record out. It's called Changing Leaves, and then I've got a single that I released with my band that's called Dance With Me. And Changing Leaves is the one that we cut in Nashville.
Okay.
So I played a wedding. It was for my brother and his wife. I played their wedding in Arkansas, and it was like 2 hours away. And of course, my brother's not going to pay me to play his wedding. I'm just gonna.
That's right.
I'm just gonna play my brother's wedding.
Yep.
Happy wedding gift to you, sir. You
Right.
know, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, this is 2 hours away, and I dadgum, you know. So it wasn't. I feel bad because I was kind of like up on the day of. I was like, I really need to go play somewhere to make money tonight because I had bills to pay, you know, and. So I was kind of bitter about it, and I feel bad about that. But especially because during that wedding, the guy that owned the venue, he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I've got a friend," and we've all heard
One
that
of those guys.
100 times.
Wow, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
and it never pans out to anything.
Yeah.
So he says, "I've got a friend that knows Dolly Parton's guitar player," and I was like, "All right, cool, that'd be awesome." And
Right.
but I didn't expect anything of it. And then the next day he calls me and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to put you on a conference call." And it was with this guy named Hugh. And I've still never met Hugh. I have no idea. I think he's from up north somewhere.
He's your
And
Geppetto.
he's just the guy. He was a connector dude. So then they were like, "We're going to get Kent on the phone and we'll call you back." And I was like, all right. So Kent Wells is the guy. He's the producer and guitar player. And he's been Dolly Parton's guitar player and producer for like 35 years.
Wow.
Maybe close to 40 at this point, you know, because, I mean, I think it was 35 years whenever I started working with him like 4 years ago. So he was on his way. He was driving, and he sounded like he did not really want to have the conversation with me, because he gets stuff sent like literally all the time, you know. And he was like, "How far of a drive is it for you to get to Nashville?" And I said, "About 8 hours." And he said, "If you're willing to drive 8 hours for a 30-minute meeting, I'll give you 30 minutes. And I was like, all right. So Stacy and I drive up there. It was at Dark Horse Studios before he moved. He's on Music Row now. Like by the time we started cutting the record, he had already made the move out of Dark Horse in Franklin, Tennessee, and moved to Music Row. But so we sit down in his office, and I'm looking at Dolly Parton records, you know, that he produced, and like Stevie Nicks, I think he did one with her. He's done so many records, and he's awesome. And I'm like extremely intimidated, and I'm sitting there holding my guitar, kind of like I am right now, and we start playing. Stacy and I, she's just kind of sitting there, and she's like, play him this song, like she's just helping, you know. And about an hour into the meeting, a guy comes in with a laptop and a notepad, and he just kind of sits down. And then about an hour and a half into the meeting, I was like, "Hey, I don't want to overstay my welcome. Are we cool?" And the guy I found out later is his assistant. He said, "Oh, if Kent didn't like you, you would have been out of here within the first 3 minutes." And I was like, okay. So then, and now fast forward 4 years, we've cut a record together. I've stayed at his house, you know, like when I go up there, the last time I went up there, I wrote a song with Garrett Jacobs and Grayson May, Mason Gray.
Yeah.
Grayson May. We wrote a song together. It actually got demoed at Sony, and hopefully they're going to pitch it. And if it gets picked up, then maybe I'll get to go fishing one weekend instead of beating on this guitar.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Hey, you said Garrett Jacobs.
Yeah.
Is that the what Garrett
He was
Jacobs?
on American Idol.
American Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super cool, man.
No,
He's
he
so
is.
talented.
No, he is. We played at the man, what's that place in Bossier? Silver Star,
Yeah.
something like that.
Stage.
The stage.
The stage,
The
yeah.
stage out there. Yeah. We were there the same night, and it was I got to meet him, and it was like he is a really nice dude.
He's-
Is he from Benton?
He's from Bossier.
Bossier, Benton. Okay, yeah. The name.
He might be from Benton. He said Bossier, but I think
Yeah,
it's probably
sure.
one of those things like I say West Monroe a lot when I'm really
Right.
from Calhoun because
Right.
people know West Monroe.
West by God, Monroe.
Garrett, he's so talented, man.
Yeah.
And the song we wrote is kind of about being a sober honky tonker.
Okay.
And so we were tossing back and forth ideas, trying to get something going. And I played this song I've been writing, and one of the lines in it was, I need to clear my head before I lose my mind. And Grayson was like, that'd be a good hook. Let's try to write on that. So, and then we had kind of written a part of a song, and it wasn't really working. And Garrett said, well, let's change this up a little bit. And Grayson said, we were talking about using the sober honky tonkin' idea off of it. And Grayson said, well, you know how sober people will be like, it's been 1,346 days since
I had a drink.
I
or
had a
something.
drink. And Garrett lights up, and he pulls his phone out, and he's got a sober counter on his phone. And with God as my witness, it was 1,345 days. Grayson was one day off.
Wow.
And we were like, it's been 1,345 days. And it just kind of took off from there, you know.
Crazy as
So
that.
it's
Sounds
a
pretty
really cool song. But when I went to that trip, I went to meet Kent, and he's still trying. Like, he's pitched me to Get Joe Records, and they basically passed on me. And then he pitched me to Black River Records, and they passed on me.
No, I hate to interrupt you.
Yeah, you're good.
When you say they passed on you, if you feel comfortable enough, what does that mean for like listeners? I mean, how did they pass on you? What did they tell you? We love your stuff, but we're gonna go.
They didn't tell me anything.
Nothing.
Like, honestly, I had a meeting with the first one with Get Joe with the CEO, and I still think that there's a shot because
Maybe why? Why do you think maybe?
well, part of it is definitely my social media numbers, because the last two things that this guy told me before he left the meeting was get your social media numbers up and don't cut your hair. And I was like, okay, no problem. So
Yeah.
I've been.
I don't plan on it.
He said content, and he kept harping on that. So I know, and look, it's a safe bet for a record label if they see that you've got 150,000 followers on all
Right.
of your
You've
platforms.
done all the hard work already.
You've done all the
Yeah.
hard work, and all their that record deal is literally a high interest rate predatory loan.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are not giving you $2 million when you sign a $2 million record deal. They are fronting
Loaning you
you
that money.
$2 million,
Yeah.
and you're going to pay that shit back with
Yeah,
interest.
that's
you
right.
know? And so you've got to be successful. You've got to have what it takes. You've got to be willing to work hard, and you have to write good songs, or you at least have to have good songwriters in your corner.
Yeah. Right.
You know, because
Right.
otherwise you're going to wind up in a world of hurt, and it's going to ruin your life. Like, it's such a big gamble, and a lot of people don't realize that. So, and that's one of the things that Kent was like, he's adamant about trying to get me the right record deal. And he said he thinks that because I write my own songs, I'm already a road dog. You know, I'm willing to sleep in the truck and drive 11 hours to Liberal, Kansas to play for, 100 people.
That's a real town. That's not a. That's
No,
Yeah.
for real, Liberal,
Yeah.
Kansas. That's where the Wizard of Oz was placed,
That's right.
man.
That's right.
So I've been to the Dorothy Museum. It's a good time.
Toto.
But yeah, Toto's there. But they got a Gibson ukulele in that museum, and I was like, they don't even know what they have. The person giving the tour, I was like, that's a Gibson ukulele, and they were like, so we just got a ukulele and stuck it in the case. Okay, but anyway,
Can I play it?
yeah, right? I want to jam on it, man. But no. So Kent's trying to get me a deal that's like 2 years.
Yeah.
And probably not anywhere near $2 million. That way, it's something that I could actually work off, it's feasible
Yeah.
Right.
without putting us into a bind. He knows I've got a family and that
That's right.
they come first, you know, and I really love traveling and playing these gigs, but I used to hate coming home. I wanted to stay gone all the time.
Yeah.
And now, like, I absolutely love my life. I really do. I'm so thankful for it, and I don't want to jeopardize that, and I
Yep.
don't want to ruin my kids' childhood.
That's right.
You know, or
Just daddy's
multiple
gone all
yeah,
the
because
time.
daddy's gone. My son told me after I had that first meeting, he said he had a dream. Oh, it kind of gets me upset thinking about it. He said he had a dream that I was getting on a bus, and we were meeting them down at the truck stop close to where we live, and I was getting on a bus, and I stood. When I got up, I looked at him and I put my hands together like they were handcuffed.
Oh man.
Dude.
Yeah.
You know, so
Wow.
I gotta make sure that they come first.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
They realize what's going on.
Sure.
They absolutely
That's
do.
wild, though.
Yeah. Oh no, it really is. And I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old in the house, and like I'm having and then so I have learned these family principles about like putting them first, right?
Right.
And you know, I've like for when my firstborn, my oldest, for the first half of his life, you know, I probably wasn't as great at it. I was gone all the time, you know, trying to stay away, trying to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I realized what I had.
Right.
And then it was like, wow. And so for the next half of his life and then all of my second one's life, I've tried to be a really good dad.
Yeah.
And so I'm having to prime, because of this though, it's like when I try to go out the door, like this morning to record this podcast, I'm having to pry my 1-year-old off my leg.
That's the best.
Yeah.
You
And
bring him with you.
yeah. And then I'm playing in church yesterday, just talking about this. I'm playing in church yesterday, and there's about, I'm right here at Christ Church. It's a really nice stage and everything. It's good speakers, so it's loud in there. And then it's, you know, I don't know how much I guess the chairs hold, but at least a couple hundred people, at least. Out of all of that, and the music going, and me singing a song, I hear my son from the back of the room in his mama's arms, and like there's some lights and stuff so you can see him, but he's just yelling at the top of his lungs, "Dada, Dada."
That's awesome.
I mean, and
I
just,
bet everybody around was just cracking up.
the whole church. and what do we do in the middle of a song? Everybody just bust out laughing, and I'm just like, that's so great, man.
That's great, yeah.
That's just great. Yeah, and I was just like, but I mean, I was just like, it just took me back, man. I was like, man, that's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
But a good nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's
So-
right.
I was gone for my first two. I was in the oil
Yeah.
field, or I was working the bread route, and
Yeah.
and I wasn't there a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad. I had brain surgery 10 years ago.
That's
this
right.
past March, and
That's right.
that kind of forced me to go full time music. And then it was 6 months after that was when I got to open up for Whiskey Myers and Dwight
Right.
Yoakam and all those folks. And it was kind of Stacy and I kind of looked at each other and we were like, "All right, this is what we're supposed to do."
We like
you know?
this.
So,
Yeah. This is, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, but I've been full time for 10 now, and it's like I'm very thankful because I know this isn't an option for a lot of people, and it wasn't an option. 6 months before I had that brain surgery, I was standing at a Weldon Bay table, literally praying and asking God, "Is there ever going to be a time in my life where all I have to do to make money is play my guitar?"
No,
And I was so brokenhearted because I didn't think it was even feasible, and then
it's
here we are.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I was sitting at the bar with somebody at Utility Brewing right down the road, and we were talking about that. He was like, you know, I like music and everything, but there's nothing for me in there. I don't play anything. I was like, dude, I said, the music industry is massive.
Yeah.
I said, there is a spot for like every it's its own world.
Yeah.
There's
And-
enough work.
Yeah.
Yeah. For anywhere, photography, videography, whatever.
JT that was
Yeah.
sitting here. I don't think he plays anything, but he's a damn good sound guy.
He's a sound, yeah.
You know,
he's a
And
good sound guy.
He goes
Yeah.
to more shows than anybody I know because he's sitting there running. it.
Dude, these sound guys get more gigs than musicians.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah.
And
No,
they make
really.
good money too.
Yeah, but like lighting and whatever, marketing, dude, it's a whole thing. And like, but what you were talking about, it is hard to take that step, like to go into it.
Yeah. I
my
got to push.
yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, right. Well, in a similar way, I don't know how it happened for y'all too, but for me, I was sitting at a welding shop one day, and he's like, "Yep, shutting her down." that was it. You know, and it was
Oh,
just,
my God.
well, that was it. It was just like, okay, what do I got? I have music.
Yeah.
And it pushed me.
Push, yeah.
That's
it
awesome.
what pushed me into it, and it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't super abrupt like that, but it was like I have a couple of months.
Yeah.
I've got some time to like really think about what I'm going to do.
Right.
Because do I need to go get another job, or do I really just go do this thing?
Now, how to do
Right.
it? Maybe where to start?
Yeah, where do I start,
Yeah.
man? Where do I start learning how to do this full time? But it was a big step, and I already had a family started, so it was like it's a risk.
It's
you know?
a risk, yeah.
I had one of the first gig I ever had was at 6th Street in Monroe with Brady.
Yeah.
And I was 22 years old when that happened.
Yeah.
So do the math. That's like 17 years ago now.
I miss
Yeah.
that place.
I do too.
It's such. I drive by
But
it
I
every
never-
Sunday on my way to church, and I miss it.
Wow. Yeah, no, but I never planned to do this. I mean, some people have different,
Yeah. Right.
how they. I always say that music found me, and thank God,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm not. Anybody that knows me, I don't really like authority and people tell me
Yeah.
what to do, and it's not that I'm some badass or I want to be a rebel or nothing. It's just
An outlaw.
some
Just
people
wanna be free.
No, just some people have They just
Yeah.
have that chip naturally on their shoulder, and I've always had it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You're talking about being free.
it is. It's freedom.
Yeah.
If I want to go work and make money to go
Yeah.
on a trip, I know what I got to do to go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I need to go do this, I can go do whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just funny how.
Well, I think it really just comes down to like we own our own business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
we are business owners, and that's
Yeah.
man. That's the one thing. My dad, he's one of my guitar heroes because he doesn't really play the guitar, but when I was like 5 or 6, he sat down with my grandma's old fake Epiphone. It was
Yeah.
actually a Harmony, but back in the 60s, Epiphones were super hot, so somebody had painted black over the headstock and then took white out and did
Stop.
it was convincing too, but anyway, he sat down and he played Free Fallin'. And I was like, and he was the first person that I remember like really
Wow.
watching.
Oh,
So,
wow.
but he doesn't really play the guitar or anything. But he was so great. But he told me when I first started playing guitar when I was like 11, and then I started singing when I was like really singing when I was like 14. After puberty,
Puberty, yeah.
Is that
kicked
it?
off, Yeah.
So
and,
you weren't sounding like who's that redheaded guy that sings?
Backins.
I don't have red hair. It's only underneath.
That's all that matters.
Like Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
Braden Watts come up with this term. It was the greatest term I ever heard in my life. He said he's got like a pubescent voice. It's like somebody that hadn't hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
It's like-
Dude, hearing people try to sound like Tyler Childers
It's terrible.
isn't it
is one of the
crazy?
worst things that
Oh.
I've ever, because if you're not Tyler Childers, you can't pull that off. And
No.
it just, but anyway,
Go ahead.
I digress.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
Go-
yeah.
No, you're good. So, but I started really writing songs when I was 14. And I wrote a couple, and I told my dad, I was like, this is what I want to do. And he was like, you got to go to college. So you're going to go to college for music or whatever. And then I wrote a song called Lady in the Mirror, and I was like 15 years old. And he said that was the moment that he knew that I was going to do this. And
Yeah.
he decided to give me his full support. And then he started telling me, okay, you don't have to go to college, but you have to prove to me that you can make a living doing this.
Yeah.
So I started the gigs at Bennigan's when I was like 16.
Bennigan's.
Yeah, Bennigan's.
In Monroe?
Every Tuesday night in West Monroe. And at first they didn't pay me. They would give me a $100 gift card to Bennigan's.
Oh,
but
God.
they fed me. So like it was a useless. So I would give those to my parents. My dad was driving. My dad would work. He was on a surveying crew. So he would chop line. I worked a surveying crew, so I know what it takes. He would chop line through like with a machete through
Right.
the woods 6 to 10 miles a day, and then on Tuesday nights he would go home from work, take a shower, and then he would take me to Bennigan's, and he would sit there for 4 hours for me to play this gig
4 hours.
for $100
Gift
Bennigan's
card.
gift card. And then eventually they started giving me $50 cash, $50 on the gift card. And then they bumped me to $100, and then eventually they got me $150 for 4 hours.
Man.
And it took me about a year to get there. So I played there all through my junior and senior year.
Wow.
After my dad stopped taking me, and my friends got hip to it, and they were like, "Oh, we can go to a bar on Tuesday
Yeah,
nights."
that's right.
Then me and my high school buddies were drinking because
At Billigan's.
I had a little scrappy goatee and long hair. My hair was almost this long. I looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And people thought that I was older than I was, you know, and not to mention I was playing in a bar every Tuesday
Right.
night.
You
So
were
they
the-
were
you were the
they
regular,
assumed
bro.
Yeah, they assumed I was a college kid. I remember I was playing Miscues. It's Live Oak now, or
Yeah.
what, actually,
Yeah.
I think it's Cooter Bay now.
Cooter Bay,
But
yeah.
so I was playing Miscues, and I walked in like I always did and said,
Yeah.
"Give me a Jack Double and Coke on the rocks," you know. And the bartender laughed and said, "Miss Paula wants to talk to you." And I said, "All right." And I go in Miss Paula's office, and she said, "Guess what I heard on the radio today?" And I said, "What?" And she said, "I heard your mama call into K104 and wish you a happy 19th birthday. You're not drinking in my bar anymore."
This is great. This is so good.
I'd been drinking there for like a full year.
This made
Right.
the whole segment, right? This is the greatest thing ever.
So yeah, a bunch of stories. I know Braden's got stories like that too, because
Yes,
he
he
was
does.
gigging in bars before he was 21. Before I mean, he was
He
like a
wasn't even
teenager.
out of high school, and
Yeah.
we're on the way to Nashville.
Yeah,
and he's
that's
doing his
awesome.
homework. Remember his
Look.
chemistry homework on the.
Look, I
I'm
ain't-
driving, and they're
Oh,
all in the
that's-
back of the Suburban. And he's helping him, dude. Remember, he had to hurry up and get his thing turned in before. What? Remember that? You
I
were
was
do
helping him do his schoolwork,
That's
bro.
awesome.
Chemistry.
Dude.
That's cool.
Chemistry.
We just got done playing in Natchez,
Natchez,
on Route
Mississippi.
66.
Route
At
61.
the, Route
Yeah,
60,
61.
Yeah, 61 at the. Sorry, I got cars in my
It's
head.
Route 61. That's
Yeah,
the
Route
same,
61, the Oyster Bar.
That's it.
But check this out. Yeah, he was 17 years old.
17 years old.
That's
We're headed
cool.
to Nashville.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Doing homework in the back seat, and I'm like, dude, I'm like 23, and back then, man, there's no telling what kind of drugs I was doing. So
I know. I didn't even look back there. I was like, "Hey, Trey, you all right?" He's like, "Yeah."
I was there physically. I kind of remember that road trip, but not really.
You son of a.
Dang.
But anyway,
He was
but-
playing in here one night. He asked me to get him a Jack and Coke. I was like, "Man, you ain't old enough."
You're
to
like
drink."
12.
yeah, ain't it funny? Like
That could be your grandpa.
that was my drink.
yeah,
But I think it's every teenager's drink because
It
like
is.
that's the
It
only
is.
thing that you know is Jack and Coke.
or Crown and Coke. Which,
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. or-
Insert whiskey here.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
so
right, right.
let me ask you this: so we want to make sure you're able to play you a song.
Okay.
So for time things, look, we're here at Sundown Tavern every Monday. They have a lunch special. Corey Brewer's always brewing up something, man. Y'all give a shout out. Y'all go follow Corey Brewer on Facebook. Follow Sundown Tavern on Facebook, and make sure y'all share our posts and all that. We're here with Jordan Sheppard. Now, Jordan, tell the world where you can find all your music, and do you have anything coming up? Any songs you're writing that are really
Yeah, I got 5 or 6 that I'm like halfway through writing. I've got a few that are going to be definitely on the next record, and I'm supposed to start working on that here anytime. Hopefully, like right after Christmas, because
Yeah.
you know holidays get real busy. But
Right.
we're going to cut 2 songs a month.
where are you planning to do that?
in Nashville.
In Nashville.
I, mean,
Okay.
I can't cut with anybody else after I work with Kent. It's just
It is
Yeah,
what it
right.
is.
That's
Yeah,
why
right.
those other 2 records aren't online anymore. They weren't where I want them to be, and
Right.
and people can say what they want to about Nashville, but I'm taking my own songs up there, and so I don't feel like it's the whole Broadway.
No, it's not.
hokey
Well, you're going up there to
thing, you know.
record.
Yeah, and I use
That's different.
but I use their session players.
Yeah.
they are
Right.
they
Oh.
are so phenomenal.
That's where everybody is. That's
cut-
where the business
we
is.
cut that whole album in 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
that
8
good.
songs.
It's
You know,
insane.
They are nuts, but
yeah, it's insane how
They
fast
know
that
your
is.
songs better than you do.
and you know
when they're
what's
playing them,
weird?
you're like,
dude, they heard them for the first time in the control room, and they were reading a chart and like tapping it out.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then they go in there and they play them.
No, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's-
I got to shout
Yeah.
those dudes out. It was Dane Bryan on keys, Evan Hutchins on drums, Rachel Loy on bass, Kent Wells on acoustic, Jerry McPherson on electric, and then Joel McKinney was the engineer, and it was fantastic.
And what
man.
studio
and
is this at?
Stacy sang harmonies.
Your
and-
wife?
Yeah, that we did it at Ronnie's place at the Soundstage Studios in Nashville. It was Ronnie Millsap's studio.
Yeah.
So it was fan. And then we cut our vocals at Kent's studio, which is on Music Row right down the road.
Wow.
I can't remember who used to own that studio, but the mixing the console that he's got in there
It's still there.
was Frank Zappa's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, it's bananas. Like, but anyway,
Bananas.
yeah, it's bananas. But,
Well,
yes.
look, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Man, look, we're here at the Sundown Tavern, episode 30. Hey, thank you. Bless everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, first off. Everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. And go love on somebody today. We're going to have Jordan Sheppard come back on, and he'll be playing one of his songs. Y'all follow Jordan Sheppard at
Jordan Sheppard Music on all of the stuff.
all social media
Yeah.
facets, all that. If you want to find Jordan Sheppard music, YouTube it. Spotify, at Pandora, at Apple Music, at YouTube, whatever, all streaming platforms.
And Sheppard's SHEPPARD.
ARD.
Yep.
Where are you playing at this week?
What's this week? Oh, I think I'm doing the Thirsty Farmer Steak Night. I'll be there Friday night. I'm trying to book something for this Saturday, and then I think next weekend I'm probably going to be in Kansas.
Okay.
I was supposed to be there this coming weekend. We both had some scheduling things. I'm trying not to go because my wife's birthday is that Thursday. I'm already gigging on her birthday. But it looks like we're going to go to Kansas, and she's going to have a birthday trip to the National Beef Packaging Plant.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. There you go.
And a good time.
That doesn't sound like a better date to me.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. All right, look. This has been fantastic. We could talk for 5 hours. This is great. All right, but we'll be right back. Jordan Sheppard live to you here at Sundown Tavern, saving Rustin one sandwich at a time. It's Honky Talk Podcast. Bo Smith.
And it's honkies with a kick.
I've been thinking maybe I should leave this place behind. Point that motorcycle to the west. Don't let up for long until I start to see big sky disappear into the wilderness. Maybe all this time I've been missing mountains. Maybe I won't ever find where I belong. And I've been thinking maybe it's all over, and I don't care to be here anymore. Drinking don't do anything but drag up those old memories I thought that I could drink away before. So maybe I'll just drive until I find tomorrow. Maybe I'll just write another lonesome song. Maybe I'm too blind to see that I'm the author of my sorrow. Maybe I won't ever find where I belong. I've been thinking maybe I should do you all a favor. Pre-board the last train for the coast. I don't want to break your heart and tear this family apart, but I've been thinking lately I might make a better ghost. So maybe I could find a way to say I'm sorry. Maybe I could even put it in a song. But then my restless spirit would be tied to it, my darling. Maybe I won't ever find where I belong. Maybe I won't ever find where I belong.